Hello guys and welcome to the 12th video of the Minesweeper tutorial using Java. What I couldn't actually find was, just like I said, right in front of me. What we're displaying for time is our sec integer, and it is only going to change if both defeat and victory are false. In case we lose or win, it's going to stop changing and our time is going to freeze, just like this. Let me lose on purpose, and our sec value is not going to change. Our the actual date is still going to change, but the time right here in the time counter is going to freeze permanently. If we reset the game, it's going to reset as well. Now, before we go on and display a you win or you lose message right here, just like I promised, let's go ahead and let me show you a little glitch that the JFrame has. Whenever we click in here, the time should reset. I'm right now clicking my mouse, but the time is not being reset to 0. The reason that this is happening is that we're changing the variables that contain the coordinates of our pointer only when we move the mouse and not when we click it. And in case we move it too fast, it's not going to, our values are not going to update. And if I go too fast in the circle and not too much inside, our values are not going to update. So what we have to do is copy that piece of code from the mouse moved and paste it into the mouse clicked. So just copy that and paste that in here. Okay, this way the coordinates of our mouse are going to update not only when we move our mouse but also when we click it. So now, no matter how fast and how far into the circle you go, there's not going to be a problem on clicking. So let's go ahead now and display a really nice you win or you lose message up here. And actually what we can do is make our text move from outside to the inside, or we could also make it up here from the top going down towards the bottom. So let's go ahead and create some variables, of course, just like we did for the smiley and the time and everything else. So create two public integers called let's call it vic mess from victory message x equals let me think, our smiley is here. Let's say that it should be at maybe 800 for now. We can change it later. And also set this one to minus, let's say, 300. Okay, this right here, these coordinates should be like right here, and we can make the victory message y variable increase while the time passes and make it go towards the bottom and stop right here. Okay, so let's go on and do that. Okay, in order to do that we have to we have to create a new date. Let's create a date and call this end date. And we do not have to initiate a date because we're going to do that whenever we win or lose. So let's go into our tech fixer status and say end date equals new date, and the same in here. Okay, so this way we know the exact moment that we have won or lost. So the next thing we need to do is actually draw the variable that we need. And just because the vector message y is going to increase after we lose, we have to reset it. Let's copy that in the reset all method. So let's go in here and copy that and set it back to -300. Okay. So let's go now in our paint component, time counter painting, and yeah, let's add some comments to help us know that this is where we're painting our message. Victory message painting, and say if victory equals true, g dot set color to color dot green, else if defeat equals true, then g dot set color to color dot red. Okay, and what we need to do next is let's actually create a victory message variable, a string. Let's make it right here. String vicmess equals nothing yet. Okay. And let's also copy that in our resetter. It is really not needed, but let's do that because we can. So let's go back in our paint component. Where is our paint component? Yeah, here it is. And in case we have won, we want to change the victory message to you win. Actually, we could do capital letters, you win. And in case we lose, it's going, of course, to say you lose. What we need to do next is is place our message relatively to the time that has elapsed. It's going to be -300. We want it to be like 80, so it's going to have to move 300 and about 380 pixels in, let's say, maybe a second. It's going to just plus. It's going to be way too fast. So let's go ahead and change that to minus 50, and the same right here, because we do not want it to be way too far, because it's going to come down like a thunder in our window, and we want it to come down nice and smooth. So let's say we wanted to move from minus 50 to 80, which is 130 pixels, to in maybe 2 seconds, 2 and a little more, or actually even 1.3 seconds should be great. Okay, so let's go on and say if victory equals true or defeat equals true, then go ahead and change our weakness y to, let's say, minus 50 plus and what I'm going to do now, into some parentheses, say new date dot get time minus end date dot get time. Okay, so this is the number of milliseconds that have elapsed since the time we lost. Okay, we wanted to go 130 pixels down in 1.3 seconds, so that is 100 pixels a second. So for its 10 milliseconds, we wanted to increase by 1 pixel. So what we have here is our starting value and our starting position in the x-axis, on the x-axis, and we wanted to for every 10 of these we wanted to increase by 1. So all we got to do is divide this by 10, and we also have to cast this to an integer because this is a long value, and now it should probably work. If we go ahead and lose, no, it is not working because we have not displayed any messages yet. So let's go ahead and say g dot draw string display our victory message in our victory message x and victory message y, and right now this should work, guys. I'm pretty sure it will. I cannot see it coming down. Why is that? Defeat is true. This should be coming down. Okay, the problem is that in our check victory status, the end date is going to get a new value each time this is being crowned. what we need to do is make this run only once. So if defeat equals false, that means that we haven't lost yet, and if we have lost, we're going to see that for the first time. We have to do the same thing for winning. So let's go ahead up here and say and victory equals false. So each one of these pieces of code is going to run only once. Okay, right now the value is not going to change each time, and we get a really nice message, you lose, but it keeps going down, and we want it to stop right here at about 70 pixels. So let's go in our paint component and say where's our paint component? Yeah. If our victory message y is more than 70, set it equal to 70. So right now when we lose, it's going to come right here. The font seems to be okay, but we could we could set the font. Yeah, it should look much better. So let's go in here and say d dot set font, new font, and of course you already know that my favorite font is Tahoma font dot plain, and let's make that 70 for now. And what we also want to do is move that a little to the left. Let's say 700. So let's go ahead and lose on purpose. And now guys, you can see it's just great. We can move it a little to the right. Let's say 740. Let's go ahead and lose again. Yep, and I think there's a little more space in the top than in the bottom, so we could say instead of 70 that our text would stop at like 65. Let's see, 67 should be perfect. Let's go ahead and check that again. Yep, now it is just great. And the same thing is going to happen, but display you win instead of you lose, and turn green instead of red if we win, guys. So if we click here, the game is being reset. Okay, this is just great. Everything is working. Game is reset. Our smiley turns sad. If we lose, we click on it again and it's happy again. So everything is actually working right now. It's a full game actually. But there are many things that we have left to do. That actually no, it's not full yet. We forgot to add some flags. Yep. Let's say that we're playing our game and we say, oh, 3, 3, 3. Those are empty. All of them. Okay, 1, 1, 3, 3, 3. Oh, I'm pretty sure in here there's a man. I have to put a flag up here. Boom. Indeed, there's a mine in here. So in order to do that, in the next video, guys, we're going to add a little nice button up here with a little flag, and whenever we click on it, we're going to turn a boolean variable into true, and whenever we click on a box, we're going to place a really nice flag on it. And this is actually the reason that we created that flagged array in one of the first videos. So in the next video, we're going to create a flagger. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.